big week in our new studio. I'ma sit down. First of all, I'm looking at this. Y'all look so good. And I hope when you, thank you. I hope when you come to our show, you like the person next to you, because they got you cramped up in this studio. I love it. Because we're the Tam Fam. Thank you for joining wherever you are. You know, listen, we like to say there's always more to a story than just a headline. So today, because I've been a journalist for 30 plus years, we're digging into some of the biggest, most talked about stories, because I always tell people, don't get trapped by the headline. There's always a bigger story. The first story we have today is it's a national exclusive. It's a story that made nationwide headlines. It actually had me in my feelings, I'll tell you, when I first saw it. I'm going to take you to the small town Mineral Bluff, Georgia. That's where it happened, near the Tennessee border. It has no stoplights, only one four-way intersection for the town's population of about just 400 people. Sounds like Luling, Texas, where I'm from. Well, over the past this past November, a mom of four, Brittany Patterson, made headlines when this shocking body cam footage of her October arrest went viral. It set up an intense nationwide debate, and here's the question. Do you as a parent know what's safe for your child, or does the government know what's safe for your child? It set off an explosive debate on what it means to raise and protect a child. Take a look. It was a typical day for the Patterson family in their small town of Mineral Bluff in North Georgia. That was until Brittany was handcuffed and arrested right in front of her four children.
What am I under arrest for?
For reckless endangerment.
5 hours earlier, Brittany's then 10-year-old son, Soren, left their family home and walked alone to a store about a mile away. A concerned bystander saw him and contacted police, who then drove the child home. At that time, Brittany was at a doctor's appointment with another one of her children and says she had no idea her 10-year-old son had left the house. But the arrest warrant states Brittany, quote, willingly and knowingly did endanger the bodily safety of her juvenile son. Brittany and her attorney are pushing back on that allegation and charge.
She can't be consciously doing something if she didn't know that her son, almost 11, was taking a walk. When they waste resources by tending to a family like this one for nothing more than a child went for a walk, this is a overreach of government.
Well, welcome Brittany and her husband, Josh. Their attorney, David DeLucas, is in our audience with us as well.
Thank you.
I mean it. When I said I was in my feelings about this, I was, because, listen, I was born in the 70s. Me and my cousins used to walk. We grew up in Texas. We'd walk to the corner store. I'm so Texas, we would get a pickle and put a peppermint in it. After we get to the kids' candy store down the street. Times are different now. It's not the 70s. It's 2025.
True.
That said, you live in a small town.
We do.
Where people know people.
Yes.
And a walk for a 10-year-old is not that uncommon.
Not really. I mean, you see kids walking around all the time, people walking around all the time. I mean, it's not like, you know, New York City in the sense that we don't have sidewalks everywhere and stuff like that. But I mean, there's people walking all over the place. So we don't have public transportation and stuff like that. So you see people bicycling.
And you've been very deliberate, both of y'all, in raising your kids. You have your 11-year-old Soren, you have a 12-year-old, 14-year-old, and 16-year-old, and
Correct.
you are really committed to having independent kids. I mean, they say these days that kids are coddled and they don't get a chance to spread their wings. You all believe in having independent children. What does that mean, Josh?
We don't want them living at home forever.
What do you mean by that?
We don't want them living at home forever. We want them.
Brittany
Right?
and Josh said at 18, bye-bye.
Yeah.
But right now, at the young age of 11 and 12, you think they should be able to do things on their own?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I could.
Yeah.
Could you?
I could.
You know. I mean, to me at that age, they should pretty much be able to do just about anything.
So Soren was 10 at the time.
He was 10.
You were at the doctor's office with another child.
Correct.
You were unaware that he'd walked to the store.
Correct. Until I got the phone call.
Until you got the phone call.
Yeah.
A person spotted him and became concerned, according to them. So much so that that person, who was a stranger, Josh, followed Soren?
Yes, that's my understanding, is that an individual saw my son, my youngest son, Soren, walking alone, and became concerned about that. and then so concerned that that person felt the need to approach my son and ask him, hey, are you okay? Are you doing all right? In which my son answered, yes, I'm fine. The person then said, can I do anything for you? No. And then my son walked away.
Yeah.
Later, that individual felt so concerned that continued to watch my son go into this dollar store and then come back out. And at that time later, many minutes later, then decided to call law enforcement.
Mm-hmm. So he said he was okay. He said he didn't need any help, and they still called the police.
They still called the police.
Still call the police. And he's not a small child. I mean, he's not small for his age. He's not big for his age. So I don't understand how, you could say he looks like he's 7 or 8 years old, which is supposedly what this person thought. He does not look like he's 7 or 8 years old. So even then, I don't know if it really matters, depending on the 7 or 8-year-old. But even still, he's not, some small, frail-looking child. So.